Hey guys, Sunstreaker Wozza here. Welcome back to another Thursday live stream. And yes, as always, going to be covering the most important Transformers Earth Wars topics. So looking through my content, and I think I made videos, streams, shorts. That's around 700 and something videos, content as such. So crazy number. And as always, guys, this is the best place to obviously get your Transformers Earth Wars information and tips, tricks, and whatever else. So yeah, loads in today's stream, guys. So we're going to be talking about the new 5-star batch. Obviously, not in testing yet, nothing set in stone, but we're talking about some of the things that I would like to see change and maybe some of the problems with this batch as it is right now, and sort of analysing the batch on where I think it needs to be. Then we're talking about 6-star bots. And before you start lynching me, whoa, it's not happening. Don't worry. But we're going to talk about 6-star bots and whether they're actually already in the game. Then we're going to be talking about future 5-star batches, some plans, and sort of asking the question that, what is Spaceape going to do in the not so distant future with the way the game is going? We're going to talk about the possibility of new Titans. I know we've only just had a Titan, but the possibility is there to yet have another Titan, and we're talking about why I think that as well. And then lastly, we were taking a look at Huffer and Lockdown in testing. So they are not finalised, disclaimer, but want to get your thoughts. So just pop it in the chat now, guys, while I'm sort of going through the hellos, things like that. So what would you like to see from Huffer and Lockdown if you could change them? So they're going to have two abilities, one healing and one damage. So thinking outside the box, I mean, you could have just one laser beam and one damage beam. Dead simple. Yeah, no problem with that. You could do that. But thinking outside the box, what could we have? What's feasible? What would you like to see if you were in charge of Buffy Huffer for the community to make him a really good bot? And we'll talk about sort of my ideas, sort of why I'm pushing for certain things that I want changing to him and the reasons for it, which I think I've got some good reasons. So we'll talk about that. So like I said, loads to go through in today's stream. So let's take a look at who we've got in the chat today. So we've got Michael Cooper, who's first in the chat. What's up, brother? Good to see you. We've got E-Rose, we've got Chris Harmon, we've got Flake Z, we've got Grind Time, and obviously a big shout out to all my members. As always, those are the guys that really sort of keep me sort of creating content and be pushed to sort of do this. But obviously, a big thank you to everyone who's even subscribed as well. That obviously keeps me sort of pumped to keep going, keep doing these videos and streams and everything. We've got Tony B as well, Ricky Lau, another of my members, Penny Lancaster, long-serving member. We've got Lord Avix. We got a lot of Eggball fans. We've got Swoop. We've got Lou Mega. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Is that the reference? I don't know. We've got let me know you got that reference, let me know. We've got Brian Bosch. How's it going? Not a clue who the Ravens are. Not a clue. We've got Charlie Plays. We've got Ryan Cruz. Yeah, good to see you. I don't think I've seen you in a stream before, so good to see you. Thanks for joining. We've got Carnage McAite. Good to see you as well, regular in the stream. We've also got good friend Candyman. Good to see you. Another week without buying that solar bundle. Yep. Just scratch it on the post. Another week. And another week without the 15k coins for the research slot as well. On the post. We've got Mercenary Terror. Hello, good to see you as well, buddy. We've got, let's just jump ahead. Hope we don't miss anyone. We've got Autobot Phil. We've got Andy Swales. We've got my good friend Freezes Max and fellow content creator. Go and check him out, guys. There's loads of good content, good stream as well. I believe he's streaming after me tonight. I think he's changed his stream day to Thursdays. So go and check that out. He's really messed me up doing that though, because literally I work Thursday morning, so I used to watch it Wednesday night, fall asleep. No offense, freezers. Not nothing to do with being boring like that, but I just fall asleep at night time. It's late for me. It was the same with grind time as well, to be fair. So yeah, fall asleep to stream. Go to work in the morning. De-ice the car. Get in the car, freezing. First thing I do, wear the leave freezers to stream. Stick it on Thursday morning. But now I've got to drive to work. Pretty bored. Thanks to freezers. So joking aside, yeah. But yeah, go and check his stream out, guys. I presume he's streaming later. Who else have we got? We've got Jason Rowley as well. We've got Lats YouTube. Is that right? I think. Not really commented. Just put. Don't know. But yeah, good to see you. And then we've got who else? I think that is everyone. Yeah. Last day of Thursday to me. All right, cool. It's going back to Wednesdays. Good. I'm pleased about that. It means I can actually watch it on a Wednesday morning. Cool. Yeah. So let's have what everyone's put on what they would like to see for Huffer. So more health, more DPS. I mean, that's a given when it comes out as a 5-star. But I kind of do agree. Well, I don't think you have more health and DPS. Don't forget, maybe, I don't know. It's a sliding scale. So if you have loads of DPS, they normally have low health, loads of health, lower DPS. But there are some bots like Optimus that's got very good health and very good damage, but not OP massively. So maybe, yeah, but I agree though, yeah. Andy Swell, good to see you though again, buddy. It's all right. Listen, work, family life comes first, but you can always catch it later. But glad you could catch us live. Charlie Players has put Blaster already adds meat shields and DPS, so it has to be a lot of damage or something for it to be relevant. Cool, good to know. Maybe Huffer be a ranged bot. Sadly they can't. It's stuck being melee, so they're just changing the ability. The way the bot works, it becomes really complicated, and you've got to think like all of a sudden that. So you've got to think like if you use Huffer and you're whatever player and you use it in a certain way, it's a bit unfair to say, oh, now it's ranged, even though 90% of the community might think that's better. It might not be for 10%, so they're a bit uneasy about changing ranges. I think it's a lot more in depth to do that. It's the animations as well, things like that. It's just really difficult. So I think with these updates, you'll never see an animation change or a range increase, anything like that, really. But it's mainly the ability, HP, DPS, all that sort of stuff. Grand time make Huffer's turret like an MDS. They have multiple options you can choose from. Interesting. I think they are going to go with the 1 support and 1 damage or 2 supports. The big debate was, well, I'll talk about it later. I'll talk later with me. Good to know what your opinions are though. Jason Rowley's put Huffer's supposed to be ranged. I hope they fix that. What do you mean by supposed to be ranged? I'll look into that. Lou Mega's put never thought that Mambo song, really? It's just me representing my 3 Transformers accounts. Oh, right, I'm not writing the yet. Well, Guy Time's got 2, so I'm saying nothing. Cool. Mark Cooper put, boy, was I wrong about that next batch. I did get 3 right. That's probably the most successful one I've guessed. I did say there'd be 2 bots from the Legacy, which is a bit of a con really because they're quite easy to predict. You only have 1, aren't you? But I did guess 2. I did guess Whirl and Sea Phantom. Just saying. Outside of that, I got it wrong. I'm fine with saying that. Almost 4 accounts with Megas put. You're mental for having 4, honestly. Cool. Charlie Players could give him 3 G1 cores. Each core makes the turret different. Well, what we're thinking of is giving him 2 G1s. But again, we'll talk a bit about that later in the show. But yeah, cool. Right, okay, let's carry on with the newsletter and then we can get into the stream. Have a cup of tea first. Oh, good brew. Good brew. Real cup of tea. No, it's not, friend. It's not merch, sadly. No. Did have someone saying, what do you get that mug for? I literally just picked a picture. Actually, my wife did. Just picked a picture and put it on the mug for me. And that was it. It's not merch, sadly. Tried merch. Didn't work. I think one in Grind Time bought my merch. And me. That's I sold a few things, but nothing major. Anyway. Yes, so this week's event is Game Changer, Season 24, Week 2 of the saga. The big one this week is obviously Medic Crystals, obviously Medic Bundles in the store, all about Medics, which I don't mind. They're obviously important to the game, quite hard to achieve, especially the sort of shards, the Medic shards and that. So I don't mind these crystals, they're alright for some players. Solo event, 40 Medic Crystals, it's not quite. There we go. Is that right? Let's try it again. Oh, there we go. So it's 40 Medic Crystals that only drop Medic class characters. A Warp Cybertron skin, 2,500 4-star shards, 7,500 3-star shards, some Troop XP, quite a bit of Spark, and some Alloy and Energon. So everything you sort of need to level the bot. It is only a 10k event. I don't think it's open-ended. I might be wrong. Yeah, just 10k. Nice and easy event. Usual battle zones apply as always. So game updates and information. So not much happening other than obviously the Huffer and lockdown work. We're supposed to be doing drift as well, but I think they're gonna focus on. I think they were gonna do batches originally, and now they've gone against that, just working at one at a time. And I don't mind it too much because when we doing these batches, it gets a bit chaotic, because everyone's throwing things in about different bots and things get lost, and that's why I sort of do the surveys. And I'm not keen on the surveys, a bit yes and no, and sometimes not the answers you want to do. Like sometimes it's like increase damage a bit, increase damage a lot, where sometimes you're like it doesn't need a damage increase or reduction or change, it's just it doesn't work right, or it needs a bit of AoE or something, a bit more description that you can't give in those surveys. I'm not a big fan of them really. And I like a bit back and forth. I like to say something sometimes. And you know what I really enjoy? I honestly do. I really enjoy me saying, listen, I think this should work. And I have a good idea in my mind how the game is. I've done play testing for 6 years something now. So I've got a good idea what they sort of like, the aims and what they can and can't do, because we've asked for it in the past and they've gone, oh, we can't do that. And you get an idea, obviously, from experience. But I love, obviously, like saying something and someone throwing an idea in and going, you know what, actually, I like that. I like that idea. And I go, right, how can I make that idea even couple with mine better? Or my mind starts thinking. And I really enjoy that sort of back and forth. And don't get me wrong, sometimes you get into a bit of discussion with someone and they don't agree with you, and that's fine. But yeah, that's what we're there for. But I do like it when some ideas come in, like, I like your thinking there. I like your thinking. Been a couple of them today around Huffer as well. Been some good ideas as well. So, and it's changed the way I sort of thought a bit in some aspects. But again, we'll talk a bit about it later. Obviously, go and check out your content creators, myself, NJ Hoist Soldier, and Freezius Mac, who I mentioned earlier, who's streaming later today and Wednesdays. Go and check him out. Then the saga schedule was still to be confirmed, which is a bit of a kick, really. But we've got Bot XP, we've got a Prime Core event, and we've got a Combat event, and we've got an Endurance event at the end of the month, and it's very mundane and very similar and very same every single month. Come on, guys, we need something a bit different. It's the same. Alright, they changed the crystals. So what? I don't need crystals. Come on, something fresh, something new. That was the big criticism for me for last year. We need something new and refreshing, not the same saga over and over, the same events over and over. Just copy and paste. Change that. It's too mundane. Something new. We need the next phase of HQ18. I'd even say maybe HQ19. Dare I say HQ19 needs to come. I know people are going to look at me and go, you are crazy, Wozza. But I've got to a point now where I'm playing in wars and I've started my own competition again of how many points I can finish the war with. And I've hit a couple of races the other day, finished on 40 points, a couple today, and it's against a decent team. I don't want to sort of like call them out, but it's a good team. Honestly, it's like a top 20 team, maybe higher, maybe top 10 maybe. So yeah, it's a good team, and we're trying to finish with 40 points left over the board. That's a lot. If it gets to that point, it's far too easy if you've got 40 points left over. So the game needs to sort of progress for me in terms of defense anyway. Community corner, a couple of drawings. I'm trying to work out who that is, and I can't even work out where the face is. If I'm not sorry, but I don't get it. I don't know what I'm supposed to be looking at. Is that someone holding the face? Is that the sunglasses? Is that the eye there? What's that? I don't know. Outside Bay Farmer. Yeah, don't like Bay Farmers. Yeah, not a fan. Bug fixing improvements. So there's got to be talk, got to be interested as well. So this defensor, we've now fixed the issue of defensor's damage. Now matching a tooltip. I knew nothing about this, so I was like, how much different is it? I went and tried defensor, and I was like, I can't tell the difference. Did it change? It's changed back to originally what it was. I haven't used defensor in years, if I'm honest with you. So I wasn't sure, but hey, supposedly they fixed it. Yeah. And there has been a bit of a mistake. Last week they put that the stream would be this week. I've had a few people hit me up and go like, I thought there was a stream this week. There was a stream, wasn't there? I was like, oh yeah. I was like, actually it was quite late in the end. I was like, oh yeah, there was a stream. And a couple of people said like, what's going on? Are you streaming? I was like, yeah, I'm streaming. I'm streaming, but I don't know what's happening with the apes. But apparently it's next week now. A bit of a mix up. And yeah, and a friend of mine sort of hit me up saying that they're just avoiding the question about 15k coins. For a research slot, maybe they are. No, I don't think they are. I think it's just a bit of a mix-up. But it looks that way, doesn't it? It does look quite poor when, we've had something in the community and everyone's like, right, we're going to take it to the stream and say this and this is not right. And then they go, oh, it's next week, sorry. Very coincidental. But I honestly don't think so. I think it's just a bit of a mistake. Yeah. And that is everything news-wise. Let's check the chat, see what everyone's sort of saying while I get a bit more brew. Charlie Players put a game-changing medic event would bring us a medic that can carry 2 cores. I don't think we'll see a 2-core thing. I think you can get a bit OP with a G1 maybe and a Prime Core maybe, something like that. But I am all for the game moving forwards now. There was a discussion in playtest. What do you guys think? So, and I'm a bit on the fence. I don't know. They did sort of convince me a bit, if I'm honest with you. But I'm a bit unsure. So, would you be for a 4-star and a 5-star, the difference between the two having a longer ability range? Is that a bad thing, having the 5-star having a longer ability range, maybe? Is that a bad thing? The argument was that, before we've done that, apart from nose cone, all the bots have had the same range, just the power that's different. And I said, well, why not? It's something different. Let's think outside the box a bit, other than exactly what we've done before. We need something new. And that's what I'm trying to think about Huffer. I'm trying to think of something new. We could just do a healing beam and a damage beam. That'd be quite new, but then you've also got Sandstorm does damage and does healing. So I want something a bit different, me personally. But yeah. What do you guys think? Should you have more different ranges between a 5-star and 4-star? Let me know in the chat what you guys think. Candyman will finish a third off this weekend. You're not waiting for the 5-star? Penny Lancaster spot they did Inferno to make Tex and Cult happy and get him out of the way. No, they didn't. I mean, they could have done that last time, to be fair, but I think they've done it this time because it was second. They have done it, got a history of that. I've noticed that the last 2 times now they picked the top 2 bots, so it's good to know for next time when I'm doing my my guesses. Mark Cooper, I'll read the newsletter for you. Done. It's quite a short one, isn't it? Inferno was so unnecessary. Yeah, I don't know. He's pretty solid at high levels. Was soloing. What? Inferno was soloing zone 15, really? Tony B, I got base bar with 40 points left. Good times. Yeah, it's a good little game we've got going. Charlie Plays Wars are a joke, especially of Ruination. I'm not gonna lie. Candyman waiting until the 5-star combine. I don't know what they're going to do for that. It's going to be interesting. That's the word I'm going to use. Interesting. Blade 19, welcome to the stream as well. Good to see you. Grind time. I really only use 5 stars now. You don't say. considering you've got every 5-star in the game below max grind time, no doubt. I think the 4-star should have longer. You can't have the 4-star having longer range. You can't have the 4-star better than the 5-star, can you? It's either the 5-star should have more range or the same. That's the difference. Charlie plays, but as long as the 5-stars are better, it doesn't matter now how, to be honest. As long as it's not a huge change. No, I'm talking like a few squares, but enough to make it desirable. I sort of said in the chat that I'm all for anything that makes the game change what we do right now and go forward a bit. Penlankas, but you have to follow your own war rules. My war rules are my war rules. Don't tell me my war rules. My war rules are I want to finish with 40 points. That's my war rules. Finish with as many points as you can on the board. That's my war rules. I ain't using Victorian. I probably could, you know, actually. I'll be honest with you. Well, interesting. Yeah. The only reason I use Combiner is to avoid certain outposts and do damage a bit, but Vicky won't do the damage, but I've got 40 points usually left over, so I'm trying to think what's more fun. Beating the base with Vicky or beating the base with 40 points left over. The difference is if you use Vicky and you get stuck, you're stuck, and that's that. Where if you go for 40 points and you need them points, you can use them if necessary and just go, oh, I didn't get it. So I'm more for the 40 points as like a safety net. I don't want to start dropping in wars. If you start dropping in wars, doing this 40-point challenge, you look a bit of an a-hole, don't you? So you need to be careful with it. Make sure you don't lose. Yeah, just do it no combiner. I don't think we're quite at that stage yet. I did try beating Grind Times Base the other day without a combiner and struggled. So yeah, I actually lost, I'm being honest with you. So yeah, but Grind Time, that's the point. Using Vicky is a bit of a troll, so I do want to do it. just having a joke. Yeah. Tony B, 40 points is more fun than using a trash banner. Yeah, I did it for ages ago. I did it for HQ17 before 18 came out, the 40-point challenge. And that's when I knew we needed the next stage of HQ. And that's where I'm sort of at right now. That like, if I'm doing that, then yeah. Cool. Alright, let's jump into the game. Cool. So like I said, new 5-star batch obviously announced last week. So if you've been living under a rock somewhere and you don't know the bots that are in the new 5-star batch, these are the bots that have been announced. So you've got Whirl and Sea Phantom, which was a community choice, obviously to try and get a 5-star God Neptune Ruination. That's all up in the air. Whether that's coming or not, we'll find out next week in the Ape stream. Brawn and Full Tilt and Ariel and Skylar. Those two are in there from the endurance event. They put 2 in this time, which I sort of foresaw. And then the 2 that I didn't foresee was obviously Tiger Hawk and Waspinator, and obviously Inferno and Radimus Unicronus. So an interesting batch, but sort of you got to sort of look at these on paper, and sometimes when we do this, we see a bot that's been voted for, or a bot in there where you're like, wow, straight away, off the bat, you're like, wow, I want that bot. And for me, it doesn't have that. It doesn't have that one bot where I'm like, I want that bot. And so I think there's a lot of changes to be made to this batch, and I think that the apes have got their work cut out for them. Now, from experience, we normally have this before the endurance. And the endurance is only 5 weeks away. So they've got 5 weeks to get these bots in testing and sort of get them balanced and get them out there. It's going to be interesting. But without sort of going into too much detail off the bat, I think everyone agrees that Whirl and Sea Phantom, the missile ability is alright, the flame ability is a total rework. It's not enough damage at all, not enough range. Pretty woeful. So I can see Whirl and Sea Phantom getting a bit of a fix in terms of the AoE damage of their second ability. I can't see much else changing for them. 5-star, I mean, like they'll be a bit like Prowl, but have an AoE. But I just can't see them being really desirable other than getting them for a 5-star combiner. And it kind of saddens me really. I don't like these where you're like, oh, I'm going to pull that bot just to get a combiner. It saddens me for lower players. And now we're getting 5-star combiners. That's going to happen to higher players. You know, you should want that bot, yes, because it's a combiner bot, but also because it's a good bot as well. So I don't know what they're going to do with Whirl and Sea Phantom. Brawn and Full Tilt. There were 3 ability points when we first got them. And even I said, I think it should be 4. 6 is probably a bit cheap, a bit spammy maybe. But after I started using him in wars, and because he can't hit the MDS, because he can't hit shock towers, because he can't stun them, and he can't double hit them and destroy them, I actually think he probably needs a cost reduction. I actually like the bot, his range, I like what he does. You can obviously use Kremzeeks and do a bit of damage that way, but it's very limited. And I've tried him with like other bots that do electric damage, but it just gets really expensive quite quick, even for 4+0. So you've got to think that if you use a bot and it does damage in an area enough for Brawn to take 3 defenses out, whatever that cost of that bot is, it's still going to cost you an extra 12 ability points to take them out. So if you've got a really cheap electrical ability for even Bumblebee at 2, it's still 14 ability points for 3 defenses. That's not expensive. It's not cheap though, but that's the cheapest you can possibly do. So I'm a bit worried that Brawn and Full Tilt need a cost reduction, but I'm worried that they won't get it, which leaves them a bit undesirable. Ariel and Skylar, when they came out, I thought it was interesting, but they haven't hit that meta yet. They haven't got in there yet. They haven't done anything really. You don't see it in war teams, so I don't know what they're going to do with it though, because on paper you look at it and go, it's a warrior, has good HP, it's a decent ability, but I'm not too sure what they can really do with that. I think they're at sort of pinnacle where they can go with it, so I don't think we'll see much of a change with Ariel and Skylar. I think the biggest change will be Tigerhawk and Waspinator. And I've heard people say, yeah, they need to make it similar to Swoop. Well, I'm the opposite. I'm like, they need to get as far away from Swoop as possible. Yes, they're going to be airborne and do damage. I mean, that's a given. But I don't want them stunning like Swoop. They don't have ability 11 yet. They don't have any G1 core. So I want some difference between them. You know, let's not have another Swoop clone. Let's have something a bit different. And I'm honest with you, I've thought about it and I'm still at a bit of a loss on what they can actually do to make him different than Swoop. I think he should do more damage than Swoop because it's newer content. Swoop was a good, 2 years ago, was it now? Something like that. So it's newer content, so he should do more damage than Swoop, regardless. But he just needs something a bit different other than them smites and the damage that it does. I think that'd be the biggest rework or the biggest challenge of the batch of the lot. And then Inferno and Rodimus Unicronus, I think personally, again, just off my own, what I think, I've got no insight on this, I think they'll just raise the 40% either to 50%, but I think that's a bit dangerous. Everything we've got in the game is 40%, Gas is 40%, Ruination does 40%, and then obviously Ariel and Skylar and such do 40% extra ability damage, and all the bots will do 40%. 40% seems to be like the figure. So are they going to bring out Inferno and Rodimus Unicronus and just extend the timer? Would that make a good 5-star still, just extending that timer? Can they go above 40%? So I'm not too sure we'll get many changes in some of these bots, and that's what worries me the most. Is that on some of the batches you can look and go, oh yeah, well they're going to really change that, they're going to really change that, and they're going to really change that. And you can sort of see that the batch coming together maybe. But with this batch, Whirl and Sea Phantom, will they get much change? I don't think so. Brawn and Full Tilt, not much. Ariel and Skylar, not much. Inferno and Rodimus Unicronus, not much. Slays Tigerhawk and Waspinator, and can they be made into the best bots of the batch? That's yet to be seen. But as always, stay tuned, guys, and I'll try and sort of keep you guys updated on where we're sort of going with the batch and some of the ideas behind where we want to go with it to improve it, and hopefully testers can give some different ideas to make it a good batch. I think the last 2 batches have been decent, not groundbreaking, but decent, and hopefully we can at least carry that on and maybe push to a better batch and some better bots and buff them somehow and make them really relevant for wars, hopefully. Oh, Chris Max, but will need to get an AT ability comparable to Sea Phantom. Oh, I actually agree, but I hate this. Give them acid, but I do get it's to make them on par. It's gonna be difficult that because yeah, yeah, I agree though. It's a bit unfair. Charlie plays put make Braun stun AOE. I don't think they can. If you make it AOE and you do AOE on top, then it's gonna do huge damage in an area. So I'm not sure they can unless you do damage to one target, stun in an area, and do that at 4. Then is that too cheap then? Doing 4, 8, 12 for 2 defenses, 6 for each, maybe. I'd have to test that, but maybe. Tony B's put Braun is such a lame bot, he needs stun immunity and something else. I don't know, I found a few uses for him, but there's not a lot of stun things. And I tried even using him with I was a bit disappointed. I tried using him with Chromia. And then I used him to good effects, but that's pretty good. And then used him again, and then hit a defense and didn't kill it. And that's because Chromia's effect sort of ward off that one defense and then stunned it after I'd hit it with Braun. So I was like, oh, disappointed really. Penn Lancaster put what the vote did was made Yanis put his money where his mouth is and see if we get the 5-star bots now, like he said, or the 5-star combiner he means. What he's got to do. He said he would. So that's that. And from talking to Dale, that's what they're going to do. It's just Ruination. Any other combiner, I'd be on board and excited for it. But yeah, it's going to happen. Boom. But with 5-star Ruination, I don't know how they're going to do it. Master SOS, how's it going? Glad to see you in the stream. Thanks for joining. Carnage McIntyre but Sea Phantom Will could be a great bot if they buff his ability damage enough. Maybe. But again, we talk about ceilings, you know, and should be able to obviously one shot a shock tower. You know, it's a bit dangerous for that cost. So it's going to do less than that. You know, whatever Prime League hard mode shock tower is. So you talk around 10k max. So I don't know what it does now with a 4-star, but I imagine that's the ceiling that it's going to go to. Highly classified but SA was better off fixing trash bots than a weak new batch. Well, it's weak for now. You never know how it's going to go. Tony B's put aerial ranger ability needs to be wider so all the bots follow a call. Yeah, we did talk about that in testing. It was a fine line. We didn't want to make it so that it pulled bots from all over and it got a bit spammy where you just like rush, like sort of Optimus Prime's rush. But that does do the whole map. But then it's inconsistent. So, you know, Prime Rush could be quite OP in certain aspects. It's probably the fact it doesn't work that's probably saved it, really, from being massively OP, especially with the G1 of giving him some vulnerability. So, I don't know. I kind of agree with you, but then don't. I would like to test it. But again, sometimes it's hard. Mercenary Terror, Scylla is how it's pronounced. No, it's not. It's Skylar. No, it's not. Aerial is useful. I know a lot of people who use her at least. Okay, fair enough. Penn Lancaster, I think Braun could use a price reduction. Yep. It's hard at times and line him up with electrical bots depending on combats that are equipped. Yeah, that's how I feel. Just found it hard and found it hard to use them and cost effectively. Mercenary, it could be worse. You could have pronounced Kikadakon. Again. Kikadakon. What's it called? Kikadakon. Tony B, if Tiger SA11 hacked every building he hit, that would be. Ooh, I like that. Because I think on defense as well. Imagine hacking a few bots. Oh, I like that. I like that, Tony B. I'm gonna put that forward when I do testing for that. I was talking about that actually, like a hacking meta, because what was it? Who was I talking about now? Someone that hacks target. Who was I talking about? Was it Tiger Hawk? Have you stolen my idea? I don't know. I thought about that the other day actually, about a new meta. What was it now? Oh, that's bugging me. I was talking about some bot, and I said the problem is Blades obviously hits an area and goes away. You want something that's going to hit every single bot. Did I say that, Tiger Hawk? I think it might have done. Did I? I don't know. I don't know. Anyway, it doesn't matter whose idea it was. It's a good idea. Maybe that's why I like it, because it's my idea. I don't know. If it's a good idea, I like that. Ben Lancaster, I would like to see Tigerhawk do a Rust or Acid Cloud. Interesting. Not so much for damage, but a wide area, so you can use Warpath ability and other abilities in an area like Jazz without worrying about healing. On attack, I don't think. Here's my thing. I don't think people use Swoop on attack. I don't think people use Tigerhawk on attack. I think it's more defense, unless they really buff his health. Who knows? Jimmy Carpenter, good to see you in the stream, buddy. Candyman's put combine Radimus Unicorn's ability with God Neptune's. Oh my days, yeah. But then, why don't you do it with a 4-star? I always go back to this. When people go like, oh, this is how I'm going to use it. I'm like, well, why don't you do it with a 4-star right now? If you think that's going to be that OP. Do you do it with a 4-star? I don't know. I always go back to that when people say that. Oh yeah, this is going to be so OP. Is it OP now in the game? Why are you not using it? Is that OP? And that's not me like being criticised. I'm just saying, no, why not? You know, if it's that good, is there something other than that? You know, and we talk about again with Huffer. You know, it's not always about a bot's ability damage. Sometimes there's some other factors. Shani, how's it going, buddy? Fellow playtester, he's put Brawn works only with air raiding wars, and that's if you remove the lightning rods and his front loaded bases. Yep, good example. Charlie Players has put, as long as the stun doesn't stack with abilities, you're taking out like 3 or 4 defenses, maybe. Slightly cheaper than Jetfire and slow. Jet and Seabrain can't hit MBS shot too. Yeah, exactly. There's quite a few things that it can't hit, so that's the point. You're only looking at like taking out cannons and mortars. Now, I do think you get more use when the next phase of the HQ comes out. But we'll talk about that another day and why we're close to the time. But I think it'd be a good bot for that. 5-star Ruination will be underwhelming at this point in due to him being done first. I don't think so. I don't think it can be. I think it'd be possible. Underwhelming maybe because not much of an increase in the 4-star, then maybe. But I still think it'd be good. You can't go from the best 4-star in the game to awful, can it? Maybe won't get much an upgrade, but. Shani's put, also it was in the phase where Ape said no more one-shots, only combos, and that flew out the window fast. Yeah, true. That's a good point. Grand time should start 5-star combines in the orders they came out. Agreed. Agree. LJ Gaz put, good evening, look forward to 5-star Sea Phantom, hopefully gets S11 and G1 as well. I don't think they do with the batches. They only do that with the endurance bots, so I don't think so. Charlie plays Sky like the Pokemon trainer. Don't know. Don't watch Pokemon. I'll ask Jake, but yeah. Charlie plays Ruination and Inferno equals Dust Up spam. No, Dust Up is so poor. I've never used Dust Up in the same sentence as Ruination. Skylar is the name of a Greek goddess. Yeah, Skylar. Richard Trinder finally made a stream. Good to see you back, buddy. Long time no see. Good to see you. Penn Lancaster, I'd like to see a 5-star Storm Clash. Yeah. Used to be the best in the game before 5-stars came out. True. True story, bro. Yeah. Sea Phantom is an endurance bot. Oh yeah. So why did I not get a G1? That's weird, isn't it? Good point. Jimmy Carpenter, I'll be happy with God Neptune as long as he is nerf. What he is isn't. Okay. Right. I literally thought you'd get lynched in the game then, just saying that. Candyman, that should bring in Beachcomber and give him Brawn's ability. Brawn should have a frantic rage ability like Bruce. Because, yeah, I kind of agree. No, listen, I said this to Dale. I said, listen, this is like last year sometime. And what he was talking about, I think he just was talking. He's like, you know, what bots would you like to see? And I started rattling some bots off. I think Brawn was one of them. So it's before Brawn. So God, you're talking about a year ago maybe. I was like, yeah, I'd love to see Brawn and blah, blah. And Beachcomber I've got a soft spot for. Always have. One of the toys I had as a kid and loved it. Nothing really to do with the series, but more just one of the first toys I got as a kid. Loved Beachcomber. And I said to Dale, listen, if you don't give it some kind of Golden Lagoon ability, you have missed a trick. Honestly. missed the trick. It's got to have a Golden Lagoon. It fits in with the lore massively. Golden Lagoon, something like that would be brilliant. Oh, you got me thinking now. Oh, I love, yeah. Oh. Yeah, imagine Beachcomber with getting like some sort of like wheel spins. I would like to see a bit like, I imagine like a mini after break, but without the popping of the outposts, and sort of like doing damage in an area with a Golden Lagoon to protect him. Maybe is that too much like After Breaker, but in a small version? I don't know. Be cool though. Who knows? Depends on the damage on it and all that as well, and whatever else. Just Up becomes Ruination's 5-star gun. Oh, no, okay. Tony B, in a perfect world, they would have done the 5-star bands in order of initial release, but man, are they going to have to eat their words here? Interesting, yeah. Paper, what do you think of Trailbreaker in the game? Is that a recent buff, so it's better? I'm not a fan of a lot of bots that depend on the FFD being taken out. I've got one in my team already. That's enough. I don't want to get to the point where I don't take it out. My entire team sort of like dead and buried. So I like different sort of. I do like to have Bumblebee because he stuns, but then if I can't take the stunning Bilbo out, I've got other options like Six Gun, and I've got Sea Spray in there. So again, I've got other options if I can't use Sea Spray. So I like to have a few options in my team, and sometimes switch things out. So I'm not a big fan of Trailbreaker because I don't like the shield. And same thing with Trax. Trax is a brilliant bot. Can't deny it. One of the best, if not probably the best 4-star in the game. Probably up there. But not a big fan of me personally. And that's not a detriment on the bot. It's just, it's not my style. I don't like too many shields and things like that. It's a branch and uppercut. Bayern is like, Hadouken, like that. Maybe. Maybe Beachcomber's G1 ability has a Golden Lagoon. Maybe. Escalhos's put going in order to release would also give the apes a chance to rework the orders combined. Yeah, that's why everyone's sort of getting at. I think everyone will be happy with that, but I think that me personally, I would have left World and Sea Phantom out, thinking it's the newest combiner. We don't want that as a 5-star yet. Let's make them pick something else. I think everyone else would have picked Volcanicus. Honestly, I could at least start there. But it's a bad idea putting them in the batch. And people go like, "Oh, I shouldn't have been in the batch." But they kept Cup out the batch. They've kept Trax out the batch. There's certain bots that they have taken out the batch for certain reasons, unbeknownst to us why, because I don't think they'd be too OP now. But they've kept certain bots out for certain reasons, so why not keep World and Sea Phantom out to stop us choosing Ruination and to force us to pick another combiner? It'd have worked. We would now be talking about 5-star Volcanicus and we wouldn't be as worried. We'd be actually excited for it. But hey, Charlie plays Beachcomber's hot rod with a Golden Lagoon. Maybe. Brian Bush put, why no 5-star Tracks? Not that it wouldn't be good, it'd be amazing. But not for me personally. Beachcomber and Jalguar. Who's Jalguar? It's lower torso of Larkaiser. Jalguar. Imagine a feature where you can create a bot. It'd be difficult, wouldn't it? You need the art and everything. You want nothing's possible. Cool. Okay, so next up. So with them announcing the new 5-star batch, and I sort of started looking at other bots I would like to see it come this year. I'm going to do a video on bots I would like to see as come as 5-stars this year. I started going through the list. When I started through the list, I was like, that's a small list. That's not a big list. And so I thought, I'm going to count up how many 5-stars are not in the game, but they have as 4-stars. How many 4-stars are going to make it 5-stars? And I've got it as 31 bots. There's 31 bots that are not 5-stars in the game, but are 4-stars. And that sort of got me thinking that if they did... Now, they cannot do 2 endurance bots for every single batch from now on forever. They're going to probably do 2 for the next 2 or 3 this year, maybe even. And they said they're probably going to do 4 batches this year. So let's just say that the next 3 batches are going to have 2, 1, 2, or 2, 1, 2. So 2, 1, 2, 1. So another 4 endurance bots. So this year, outside of endurance bots, we're going to have 4 bots and an endurance bot, 3 bots, 2 endurance bots, 4 bots, and endurance bot. Probably, I think, just to catch up maybe. I think that's the maximum they'll probably do. Maybe 1 each after 2, but I think they'll go with that really, because it's been a year now since most of these bots have been in. So we're looking at, for the rest of this year alone, we're looking at 4, 8, 11. 11 5-stars. So this year we'll get the endurance bots and another 11 5-star. Now obviously I've taken Huffer and Drift out of that because we know they're getting rework. So after the batches from this year, so by this December, we'll have 20 4-star bots that are not 5-stars. And again, that's not a lot of bots. We're currently always doing these reworks of old 5-star, the legacy batches, what Dale calls them. And I presume we're going to keep doing those, maybe 2, 3, 4 a year. So the question I've got to ask is, by Christmas of 2025, will we have any more bots left for 5-star batches? What happens then? What do we spend our shards on? The whole economy is based around us chasing 5-stars. You've got the endurance events where you play towards getting a 5-star. You've got the reworks of old bot legacy batches, which is working towards getting a 5-star. In the endurance events, you get 5-star shards to get 5-star bots. I'm worried that if we keep getting these 5-stars and we keep getting these batches, are we going to run out of bots? Are we just going to have endurance events and no more 5-star batches? We're getting close to that stage. And, you know, I would love to sit here and say, oh, they're all right, the apes have a plan, they'll work it out. But from experience, they don't really think this far ahead. And I don't think they've actually thought of it yet. I don't think they've thought, oh, what happens when we run out of bots? I think they're sort of a bit oblivious to it, going, oh, there's loads of bots left, there's 30 bots left. And yeah, okay, 4 or 5 years ago, there was loads of bots left. They weren't worried about it. But now with the endurance, with the legacies, are we pumping out 5-star bots too quickly? Too many batches in a year to the point we're going to run out of bots? It's an intriguing question. It's interesting. I'm not even too sure where they're going to go with that. Personally, should they slow down the batches? Maybe 3 years is probably enough. But do they need some other use of 5-star shards? Ranks is not the answer. Before anyone said ranks is not the answer. Ranks are just something for top players to chase that have all the bots in the batches already and nothing else to do with their 5-star shards. That's what the batches, that's what the ranks are there for. So we need another use of 5-star shards. We definitely do before we run out of bots. With 31 bots left, and a lot of these being pretty woeful, I'm honest with you. It's going to be intriguing to see where they go with this come next year when the numbers are dwindling. Interesting. Transferable crystal to another player? Not a chance. And it will chase general ranks. Well, that's where we go on to in a minute. Problem solved converts 5-star shards into billbots. Billbots? Is that what you're saying? Grind time. This is why the apes don't like you, Wozza. You do silly things like think ahead. I know. 10-star bots, Paper's butt. Maybe they'll just switch from focus from 5-star bots to combat bots or something new. Maybe. But are we going to chase 5-star combats? Who knows? Candy's back, alright, but when all bots are 5-stars, game completed, launch Earth Wars 2 and start over, imagine. Not a chance. Oh, battle boost. Oh god, 5-star shards for a battle boost. I wouldn't bother. But yeah. Paper, how long have I been playing for? Is it 8 years now? Since beta, so probably 8 years. Yeah. Ghost PR. How can I send crystals to another player? There's only one way to send crystals to another player, and that is by going into. Again, this is the test server, guys. Not my real account. Go into this section here, and then buying these premium crystals. Let me do it. And then you give you a choice to gift them or not. If it loads now, it's a bit weird because you don't normally do this on the test server. So it might crash it. The test server has been being a bit slow today and a bit laggy. So yeah. Oh, it's not giving the option. Oh, there you go, gift item. There you go. So get that, gift the item. Then you choose who to give it to, and it takes the coins off your account. So that's how you gift coins. How you gift crystals. Sorry. Penny Lancaster, yeah, but obviously this is my test account, so I'm not sure how accurate this is. I'll say test account here. Obviously, do you think it's my real account with 7 million coins? Which, is this accurate? I don't know. I think that's accurate. I think so. Well, yeah, they do copy your base in, so I think that's probably accurate. Yeah, probably accurate. Yeah, 2,939 days, give or take. Yeah. Cool. And that sort of leads into the next subject where we're sort of talking about this. And so I mentioned before the stream. So I mentioned before the stream that 6-star bots in Earth Wars. Before everyone starts lynching me, like I said, before everyone starts going 6-star bots, you're mental, Wozza, you're absolutely crazy. I'll quit the game if they bring out 6-star bots. I've heard that so many more times. But have Spaceape cleverly made you actually chase 6-star bots without you even knowing it. Under the radar, secretly. So if I was to say to you, what would you envisage a 6-star bot being? So you would say, well, it'd have more damage, more ability damage. Okay. It'd have more DPS. It'd have more health. Okay, yeah. So we have Rook. For example, we've got normal Rook there, 5-star. Yeah. Then we have Rook with more HP. We have Rook with more DPS. Now, the only thing missing to make Rook a 6-star bot is ability damage. So I ask you, is that where they're going with these ranks? Will they start increasing ability damage when all of a sudden we have a 6-star bot? So although they're not bringing out a new 6-star bot and you've got to go and chase it and you've got to go and get it and you've got to level it, you basically turn your 5-star into a 6-star without even knowing it. Like I said, the only difference here is there's no extra ability damage. We've got the DPS, we've got the HP, we've even got combats to make them better in some way. We've had ability level, we've had all these things to make these 5-stars better. And they're going to keep probably doing that, finding a new way to make 5-stars better and meta. So they are 6-star bots. You have 6-star bots, guys. The normal upgrade from a 4-star to a 5-star is 15%. Captain rank gives you 15% HP, 15% DPS. That is a 6-star bot. Congratulations, you've got a 6-star bot. Big question, like I said. Next rank, I'm calling it right now. The next rank will be ability damage. Welcome to 6-star bots in Earth Wars. What do you guys think? Welcome thing, chasing ranks that have more ability damage as well as DPS and HP. I criticised them quite a while back, even at Sergeant rank came out, saying that HP, DPS not very desirable. It needs ability damage as the next rank. I thought Captain would be that, but then it sort of clicked that 15% is the difference between a 4-star and 5-star. That is true. Go and work it out. It is around 15%. So is that where the pinnacle is? 15%, is that the pinnacle of HP and DPS increase? And they start doing 5%, 10%, 15% ability increase, and that's where they go with it, maybe. 6-star bots. You heard it here first, guys. Charlie Painful, get your pitchforks out, stand by. Yeah, exactly. As soon as you mention 6-star bots, everyone loses their head. But Penny Lancaster's bot ranks need to increase abilities as well. I did say that all along. If it did that, then I'd probably get ranks as well. Charlie Plate, if I'm chasing ranks, better give me an extra shiny star. Maybe. Is that where they're going with it? Autobot Philspot, as long as they don't make you start over, I'm fine with them achieving 5-star bots this way. Yeah, if you want to. I don't know, I'm on the fence a bit. Penny Lancaster, so what you're saying now is if you take a 4-star only bot and make them captain, you have a 5-star bot. Now, no, not because the ability damage. That's the only difference. If the next rank gives ability damage increase of 5%, you might need all 6 ranks. But then, yeah, you pretty much will. You know, and I've sort of said that, you know, I've said to a few players of mine, a few friends of mine, listen, I generally use level 67 5-stars. I don't really max them out. So if you've got a level 74 star, it will generally do what my 5-stars do. So you could easily compete at a decent level with 4-star bots if you max them out completely. That's an interesting theory, isn't it? I'm going to give it a whirl one day in a stream or in a video or something, but I'm going to give that a whirl. It's an interesting theory, isn't it? If you can compete in top wars with a level 67 5-star, could you do the same with a level 74 star? Maybe. Jason Rollers put, what if they go a similar route of Armada and just combine 2 bots temporarily for a big attack? You mean like combos, you mean? I presume you mean. What do you mean? By Armada? Do you mean by Armada Megs? Combine 2 bots temporarily? What do you mean 2 bots temporarily? I'm a bit lost what you mean. You mean the Armada series. I'm not big on the Armada series. Like I said, I always say I'm a massive G1 fan, really. Mainly. So, yeah. But if you're talking about literally like 2 bots combining, like combine them, innit? I don't know. Be hard though, wouldn't it? Art wise, because we've got to rework every single bot to do that too. I don't know. Be hard. They could do it for new bots, but maybe not for current bots. J Wars, but we already have some ability damage increase using the Titan tech tree. Yeah, but don't forget the 4-stars and the 5-stars get that, so the damage increase in the 5-stars you get regardless. So the 4-stars still playing catch up into it. Charlie Blades, we already have 5-star tracks, and the game's not broken. Oh, kind of. Yeah. Ben Lancaster makes sense. My 4-star cup is maxed out, and you have seen what it does. Yeah, it's a good bot. Yeah. Onto what Phil's put, instead of the next rank changing ability damage, maybe they'll just make ability 12. I think ability 12 gets a bit confusing and done it. Ability 11 adds something else. Maybe they do, but then that still leaves a gap between the 5-star and 4-star, doesn't it? Does it make that 4-star make it a 5-star? Because I'm confusing myself now. Who knows? Jason Rose put Power Link. Not a clue that is. Sorry, guys. Sorry. Not a clue that is. Honestly. G1 forever. Whoop whoop. Cool. Next thing. So something hit me up on my Facebook feed, strangely enough, and so I got me going, oh, that's pretty cool. And then I was like, oh, hang on a minute. This is big. This is big. And I saw something else before, but I didn't really put the parts together. But we all know that the game evolves around trying to sell toys. That's what it's for. I mean, not for Spaceape, but for Hasbro. They give the license out so they can try and sell toys. It's why they made the cartoon in the first place, why they made the movies, why they made the films. It's to sell the toys and the merchandise and the figures and everything else that comes with it. And so what we find is that Spaceape constantly sort of talk to Hasbro and go, this is the plan for this year. And they look at the recent releases of toys. Now, when the Ark got announced last year, I came on my stream and I said, listen, you heard it here first, guys. We're going to have the Ark in the game. Then they announced Nemesis. I was like, yep, this is on now. We've got the Ark. We've got Nemesis. We've got 2 new Titans. They kind of match up. Yep. 2 new Titans. You heard it here first. Fast forward 6 months, 8 months later. What do you know? We've got the Ark. We've got Nemesis in the game. And so, let's do the same again. Let's make the same sort of presumption. let's make the same sort of guesses on who we're going to get to the game next. I do enjoy doing this, but I really do think I've hit the nail on the head again here. I really do. And the answer is Tidal Wave and Metroplex, although Cybertron Metroplex. And these, so Metroplex been out for quite a while now. Been out for, I'm not too sure, 6 months, 9 months, something like that. It might have even been out before the arc. I'm not too sure. But brand new Tidal Wave being announced by by Hasbro, coming out either out now or out soon. It's part of the United toy line, and the Metroplex is part of the Legacy. But we've got 2 new Titans. So unless they're going to bring out a new Autobot Titan, I'm pretty sure we're going to see Tidal Wave. We might not see Cybertron Metroplex. We've already got Metroplex in the game. I'm a bit on the fence about that, but I'm pretty on about Tidal Wave. And the big question then is, when are we going to see him? Are we going to see him this year, next year? But I will put money on it that these are sort of in the plans now for Spaceape to start making new Titans. There's currently on this box for 3. If you look at the sort of Titan thing, it was 2 a bit weird, and you thought there's always one going to be there. There's one more space missing. And they've also said that it's going to be like a rock, paper, scissors where everyone beats everyone. But I don't think they can deny that Hasbro will want to see the latest release of toys in the game. We've already got Titans in the game. So no doubt we're going to be having Tidal Wave in the game. You hear it here first, guys. More Titan Assault, more Titans. Yeah, I'm not too bothered they're coming out. I quite enjoyed the arc. It's quite good. You know, it's something else to chase. The Titan Assault is good up to now. It's alright. It's when it gets to a point where it's monotonous. Right now, you've got to use a bit of skill, and you've got to really, you know, carefully take up the Titan in certain, like, you know, certain order and things like that, like use certain abilities, and there's a bit of skill involved. It's when it gets monotonous and just like press the button, press skip, fast forward. That's when it kind of gets boring. So I'm not too worried about Titan Assault in the long run, but yeah, I'm gonna go out on a limb and say new Titans coming to the game either later this year or next year. You heard it here first. Are you guys happy about that? New Titans coming to the game, something you look forward to, something you loathe. Do we need a 4th Titan? Or have we got enough with just the 3? Let me know in the chat, guys, and let me know your thoughts on it. Grand time, boycott the 15k slot. You're really pushing it, aren't you? I agree with you. Yeah, also Phil, and it worked. I was not buying the toys before I started playing. Now I'm a pretty big collector. I wasn't a big collector, but yeah, I've definitely spent easy. I started sort of looking and counting up how much I probably spent, and I just worked out the combine. I was like, that's enough. I'll leave it at that. Charlie played. They bring out another Titan. I'll probably cry. I've already quit leveling the arc. Don't quit leveling the arc. Could be the best Titan in the game. You heard it here first. Trust me. Candyman's put Gears was showing the other day too. You mean by Hasbro, I presume. So yeah, probably see Gears coming to the game then this year. Lou Mega's put what's after scissors? Square. Dynamite. Gun. J-Watch put had that thought too when I saw Tidal Wave. Yeah, definitely. Tony B's put Titans look cool, but are super annoying to level up. Yeah. They're a bit of a, I don't know, bypass really. A sort of side thing you've got to keep an eye on. That's it, really, isn't it? Oh, but Phil's put no more interest in Titans. Titan Assault is such a boring chore for me. I agree. High classified Titan Tech Tree is trash. It is. It is. It's the worst Titan Assault on 3 accounts. Oh god. Yeah, well, I kind of agree that, you know, I've made no bones about it that not last year before, is it? That, you know, Alliance HU didn't really work. Titans haven't really worked. A bit impossible to balance. They're all right. I wouldn't say they've really invigorated people to play the game. Maybe to chase the content, but I don't think it's going to bring people to play the game more. It's not fun. That's the point I'm making. And then obviously I said Tech Tree makes it really. Honestly, if you ever try testing, I tell you what, guys. one day, just when you've got a spare time, go and look at a bot and try, not a one shot, that's quite easy, but go and look at a bot and think, is it doing what it should? Go and read its bio and look, and I'll guarantee the numbers don't match. And then go and try and find out why it's not matching. Good luck. Good luck going through that tech tree, trying to work out why it's not. When you've got damage absorption for this, and you've got this class doing more damage, and this doing more, and this doing less, and this reduction, and this taking no stun damage, and it's all over the place. It goes mental. To the point where I've sort of given up testing numbers now on test. It's crazy, honestly. Any word on six shot? I don't think we'll ever see six shot. I'll talk to Dale about. Someone was talking to Dale about something else. Just I think about Huffer, I think, and he said, "Why not three abilities? That'd be pretty cool. Not have three abilities in the game." And Dale just said, "Listen, the tech's not there for that. Not a chance, basically." So because of that, if we had six shot, we'd have two abilities, and that's pretty crud. I'd love six shot in the game. I'd love even three abilities. And I said today, listen, I've worked out a way to get six shot in the game with just three abilities. It'll work. It'll work. I've had no feedback from that yet. I've had nothing. But yeah, I've always said this, that you can have six shot, and I'm trying to remember what it would be now. So it'd be a bot. Yeah? You have one bot, right? That's fine. Yeah? And then what you could do is you could have what was it now? A passive, I thought, where it changes. So it transforms occasionally and does something and transforms back. So it could be that is a melee bot, say, and then transforms into sort of the lion and sort of like does an attack which does high damage and then transforms back. So that's two. And then you could have even just two abilities where it uses two of each. No, so an ability, three abilities. So you've got the bot, you've got the tiger, you've got three abilities, which is five. How do I work out the six? Oh yeah, and I said when he uses ability, no, was it now? I can't. I sort of posted it today. I was like, this would be a good way to do the six abilities without having six abilities. You need three, but apparently the tech's not even there for three. So the only way you could do it is you got two abilities, both had two transformations within them. So did something and did something. So for example, I'm trying to think of all these modes. So robot mode, and then he changed the tiger and do damage in to one target, say big damage, then transform back to the robot. Pretty cool. So that one, and then you could have another ability where say it's the jet and the tank. So it could be a tank. It could fire gas, change it to a jet, and then do some damage over the top of it. Well, so it's using two transformations in or two animations in one ability. You could need to do that, but possible. Candyman, good luck getting all the abilities on screen. Well, yeah, you could do it with two abilities. You could do. Pretty cool. Alpha Trial, good to see you. Welcome to the stream. Six shot. Oh, you mean six shot? Six. Oh, you missed up. So six shot, six gun. Got passives like a Titan and then two abilities used. Yeah, also, yeah, you could do. Yeah, having loads of passives, even like having two passives, even. So yeah, you could do it if you really wanted to. You could bring six shot to the game. Be an interesting one. I'd be really excited if they brought six shot and I forgot the Autobot counterpart. Some point in the chat for me, forgot. But yeah, they'd be really cool bringing them to the game. That's something I would really like. I'm down for this. Get something a bit new, something a bit refreshing. What if bots could attack titans? You got to think. I kind of get where you're going with that, but in terms of lore, can you imagine Prowl shooting a rocket at Metroplex? It's not going to do much, is it? It gets a bit blurred. Sorry for the pun. It doesn't get a bit blurred. You know what I mean? Like bots doing damage against titans. But yeah, Titans are obviously impossible to balance. I've always said that, literally, because you've also got Titans can't overpower base, even though they should. But then if they don't do enough damage, then they're pretty weak for how big they are. So yeah, yeah. Warpath. Ghostface, how's it going? Good to see you. Thanks for joining the stream as always. And then lastly, we're going to have a look at Huffer and Lockdown. Cool. Okay, so little proviso. Don't forget, guys, these guys are in testing. Nothing's finalized. Numbers are not finalized. The abilities are not finalized. Nothing is finalized. And I'll say it again. Nothing is finalized. So you can't go away from this stream going, this is what they're going to do. Even we don't know. But the conversation starts out with Dale saying, listen, I want to give this guy 2 abilities. I'm like, pretty like that. Will's got a similar sort of thing, sort of like that. He's like, I want to do a healing laser. I want to do a damage laser. That's what I want to do. So Dale's been behind the scenes sort of working on this as well as doing all the normal stuff what he's doing. And it's really good that obviously thanks to Dale for working on this and bringing these legacy batches, what he's calling them, legacy bots, into the games. Pretty cool. And so back and forth in playtest, and I want your opinion, guys, as well. You guys thinking? We'll start getting on the topic of, is he a support bot or is he a damage bot? Now, for me, he's a damage bot because his turret does damage. It's not like currently as he's in the game right now, it doesn't do healing or protection or anything like that. It just does melee damage, and he has a turret that does damage. So surely he's a damage bot. But some people sort of said, I see him as a support bot. So I'm not too sure about that. And I sort of said that I think we've got a lot of support bots in the game. We've got the likes of Trax, even Sandstorm, and you see a bit of Sandstorm, a bit of Trax. But I think the idea behind the game at the minute, and again, I'm almost talking outside the box a bit, I think outside the box, but I think the idea with the game at the minute is if you take those defenses out and they're gone, you don't need protection mostly. But I think Minerva changed a lot with the amount of healing that she gives in her tower. But I personally would like to see Huffer doing damage. Now, he's going to have 2 lasers. He's going to have health. He's going to have another laser. So I think the healing laser is pretty much set what it's going to do. We did think about AoE healing and we talked about things, but I think it makes sense that a laser does a laser beam and heals 1 target. That makes sense, doesn't it? Just to me anyway. And then I thought that we would discuss the laser. That's what we're sort of playing with on test. But we'll have a look at what we've got right now. Again, nothing's finalised. Damage is not finalised. The numbers are not finalised. But it'll give you an idea on where we're at. So here we go. So here is Huffer. So as you can see there, he's got 2 abilities. So we've got the healing ability. So at the minute, the healing ability can target not just him, but all the bots as well. We'll put Brainstorm down over here. You can see the healing beam will hit him as well. And then we've got a damage beam as well, which is quite similar to what he's got now, but currently has got more damage. Going to prioritize defenses, hopefully. But as you can see, the laser that's there, quite similar to what we've already got with the extra healing laser. Very cool. It's different colours, like the one's red, one's blue, so you can really differentiate. Currently, last 15 seconds to give you an idea. Now, the talking point I got onto, for me personally, I did say this a few streams back, and I've always sort of stood by this, is that no matter what they do with Huffer, he lacks survivability. Now, we could easily say, oh, give him a shield, and it's kind of tiring and boring giving him a shield. I think we need to think outside the box. I think there needs to be more than, just giving our bots acid and shield, which is what we seem to sort of do at the minute. And so the question is, how are we going to make him survive longer than what he does? And the sort of thing that I sort of suggested was I said that the way I sort of vision this bot. Now, I did mention earlier, we can't change his attack style to range. We can't do that for every bot. We cannot make every bot range in the game. We do need some tanks. We do need some melee bots. We do. It makes it different. But how are we going to make melee bots desirable? How can they be different than warriors? If we give them shields, we might just make them a warrior. Reduce DPS right down, give them good HP and give them a shield. But it's a bit boring, isn't it? We need something a bit more different. And so my idea was back then, I did say that I would rather have special bots have loads of damage. We've already got a few in the game. Look at Roadbuster, look at Optimus Primal. So they're sort of frontline bots, they're melee bots. They get in trouble. You have to manage them. But the difference is, for what they give you for the risk that you're using them for, is beneficial. Would I ever put a melee bot on my team a year ago? No. And when Roadbuster came out, I was like, I'm not using this guy, he's going to die. But he takes out a shielded shock tower with Liaison. Does AoE damage. That is so beneficial. I don't mind if I lose Roadbuster if he's going to do that before he dies. Optimus Primal does crazy damage in an area. I don't mind if Primal dies if he's going to take out a huge cluster of defenses before he does. So it's all about, for me, risk and reward. You can't have an all-powerful bot. There are a few bots in this game that are all-powerful. And you know the bots I'm talking about without even seeing them. They're massively OP. It doesn't really work. With bots, I like Bumblebee a lot. And I like Bumblebee for two reasons. I think he's really well balanced. He does great damage, he stuns, he's cheap, but he's a bit risky. He does get in trouble. You've got to manage him. You need a certain core selection on him, and you've got to keep him out of trouble. And that's how I sort of see these melee special bots. That they are going to get in trouble. You've got to accept that. The likes of Starsaver, the likes of Roadbuster, the likes of Optimus Primal, and probably Huffer, they are going to get in trouble. But for what you get for putting them in your team, that's where you're like, it's well worth it. And I feel that's where we're at with some bots, like Roadbuster, like Optimus Primal. But for me, in testing right now, we're not quite there with Huffer. He needs some more oomph. He really needs to pack a punch where you're like, wow, this guy's damage is crazy, that I could do loads of damage, and if he dies, he dies. Quoting Rocket. But that's where I sort of see melee bots, melee special bots, because I can't see anything else other than giving them a shield. There needs to be something different. It's not just giving them loads of healing regen as well, because that becomes quite OP and they sort of become indestructible, like some other bots in the game. We don't want that either. We probably don't want them to be indestructible. Me personally, it makes them very samey. That's what warriors are. Warriors are indestructible, low damage, high health. So let's spin it on its head. Let's have not low health, but difficult to manage, but man, do they pack a punch. And that's where I sort of see melee bots. Some people in test don't agree with that, and I'm sort of fine with that. You know, they see it support maybe, but I just think we've got enough support bots. We've got Trax, we've got Sandstorm, we've got Minerva and healers that can heal. We've got plenty of bots out there that will support your team, that will make your team, you know, we've got all the bots that aren't even used. We've got melee bots like even Streetwise. No, bots like Streetwise that aren't used because the slowdown, the speed up is not quite effective enough, and because they're melee. You know, these melee bots need to be really, 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 really good. Really good. Look at Leo Prime. Did quite a bit of damage, but wasn't game breaking enough. He was melee, but I don't know. It was a hard one, Leo Prime, because it's huge damage in an area. Huffer's a bit different. He tends to hit one target. Even with the 3 lasers, it just does one target at a time. So that's the way I sort of see it, basically. Huffer, the way you go in. Whether that's where we're going or not, it's down to the playtesters, down to Dale, depending on opinions. It all depends. But that's where, me personally, I see melee bots going. And that's where I hope they sort of go. And then we can sort of ignore this sort of, you know, melee bot sort of idea that they just die. Which is true. Don't get me wrong. But we need to make them not like tanks, but give them a good use. Like Roadbuster, Optimus Primal. Simple. Let me know what you guys think. How would you change Huffer? Let me know in the chat. So have a look. Grand time, so it's finalised, right? Go. Alcatraz been waiting for this Hopper buff for a while. Yeah, he's had a few buffs, like 3 buffs before. The video years ago, like Hopper buffer, remember? You might have seen it. God, back in the day. More lasers, more damage. Well, you can just put the lasers down. You can put multiple lasers down, can't you? Which equals more damage. Alcatraz put his pathing needs change. He runs ahead. Yeah, but you are going to have bots like that. You do need melee bots in the game. You do, sadly. Just making them a bit better. Alcatraz put keep laser damage. No heal. What you got to now? You definitely have a heal one. You definitely have another laser. It's the other laser we're a bit on the fence with. Oh, Mercy said a quick switch. That's right, quick switch and six shot. That is well done. Thank you. Penny Lancaster, I need to get rid of the time of the Hover turrets and let them be attackable. We've thought about that, but we think that they're just going to get annihilated really, really easily. So we're like Minerva's Tower. You can put it down and sort of forget about it, and not have to have healers sort of chasing it as well. You got to think about that. That before, because they were targetable, healer would chase it. They're not going to pop outposts. Want to do sort of a proviso. It wasn't a good idea having a laser popping outpost, so that is going to change well, sadly. But I know some people would like that, but a lot of people didn't. In a way, it makes no sense. So, yeah. Charlie Blade, plot twist: a laser that shoots shields. Oh no, don't. Next, you were saying acid. Grind time. Optimus tends to run forwards too. Yeah, he does, and I accept that. You know, that's part of the pot. Penny Lancaster. Wait, well, Wozza just say he will use suicide bots now, and not want all of them to survive like he has said in the past, evolving. Yeah, the game's got to evolve. You know, I like a walk team and it works really well, but you can't deny a bot that does incredible damage. You can't. Penny Lancaster. I like using gunners to protect my Optimus. Well, you can take out the damage, the defenses. They're not taking damage, are they? So interesting. Alpha, should I try Primer on the Huffmaster? No, I wouldn't put Primer on him because he only attacked one target melee. Wouldn't bother. Better on a gunner. Primer. Invisibility. We did talk about invisibility, but not for Huffer. Have a think. We did talk about that, but for a different bot. And if you know, you know. You talk about Dale. Does Jesse still discuss things with playtesters? Jesse is no longer with the team, I believe. I don't know where he's gone, but I think he has left the team. Yeah. Mercenary, this reminds me of 8 Faith Ability. Yeah, in a way. Yeah, it is. Yeah. Maybe a bit too similar in a way, but that's why we're trying to think outside the box a bit. But that is a good point. I'll pass that on, Mercenary, to the test, because that's a good point. It is very much like Broadside in a way. Yeah, it is. But the problem with that all is the difference is that when you use the healing bots and you use the damage bots, the healing bots go away. You can have one set at a time. Whereas a Huffer, you can hit multiple. You can have 5 lasers on the screen at a time. So, interesting. J-Wars bot, I think it would be cool if special bots added a bot synergy similar to how Force Fight used Optimus and all the Beast Wars get a bonus. They did speak about that years ago about doing that, or like having combiner bots, so the more combiner bots you have. And then we talked about squad cores in a previous video and how that might be relevant, and sadly not. Sadly, it's not something they've looked into since. Don't have the tech, don't know, but I've said they've improved the tech, so we don't know. And the Apes have more turnover than McDonald's. Yeah, hopefully they're keeping this team now. Alpha on SA cost reduction. What, for Huffer? Are you mad? It's 3+2. I don't think you can go cheaper than 3+2. The problem is, if you do go cheaper with his cost, then the damage gets reduced. So right now, I'm sort of fighting saying it needs more damage, the laser. Don't forget, these are just sort of like provisos. And with the glass gas, it's just what someone testing. Not too sure it's going to stick or not. Whether it's good, whether it's not, we don't know. And sort of, we're just sort of trying things with it, really. But I don't make it cheaper because then it makes it spammable a bit more. And you've got to think if you make it cheaper, it's going to lose a lot of damage as well. I'd rather have a bit higher damage, but keep the cost as it is. Keep it spammable. You want to do 2 or 3 lasers and do huge damage, in my opinion. But we're testing that. And you see glass gas there. We're testing glass gas. See, we can do. Is it in an area where it really makes sense? Do we take away the damage from the laser and just add glass gas? But then Cliff Jumper has glass gas and side, so we don't really use them as much. A couple players do, but most don't. There's loads of things going in playtest conversations at the minute. But all you need to know, guys, is that we're on it. We're trying to do the best by Huffer, make him a good bot. I think we've learned some lessons in the past with Nose Cone and with Leo Prime. Some new tests in there. I think even myself has learned a few things about the game recently. I know, can't teach an old dog new tricks, but obviously you can. I just think that the game needs to evolve. That's my big thing. And change and be innovative. That's my new thing for this year and for test. Be innovative, be different, try something new. That's my big thing. Mark Cooper, Huffer could do a decent range passive attack. We can't do anything around animation, so we can't really add a passive unless it wouldn't change his animation in a way. We can't change animation. We can't change his attack sort of style from melee, and we can't change his range, and we can't change his animations. That's just too complex a game for the people involved. Yeah. Charlie plays 0 plus 0. So that means 0 plus 0 means like you just. Glass gas is the new shield, and acid giving it to every bot now. Glass gas. What did we give it to? What about glass gas last? Don't think anybody had glass gas, did it? I'm trying to think if we bought a glass gas last. Glass gas last. That's a tongue twister, isn't it? Glass gas last. Cool. Cool. Healing acid shield turret. Oh my god. Warpath and Smokey already. Yeah, but Warpath was obviously last year and Smokey was, so it's not like giving to all bots. That's just 2 bots, though, isn't it? But I think we've run out of ideas in some respects, so we need something innovative and new. That's the big thing for this year, definitely. But that's it for this week's stream, guys. Big thank you to everyone tuned in. If you're new to the stream, appreciate you tuning in, guys. Hit that subscribe button and never miss another stream. I stream every single Thursday, unless it's something drastic, but pretty much every single Thursday. And yeah, join me, like I said, for all the latest Transformers Earth Wars news, tips, tricks, insights into things might be coming, are coming, exclusives, everything Transformers Earth Wars. So if you like the stream, if you like any of my videos, hit the subscribe button, guys. Never miss another video or stream. If you want to see my content quicker, in bite-sized pieces, consider becoming a member. I cut all my streams down to bite-sized pieces, post my videos for my members to go and watch as and when, and then eventually release it to the general public. So if you want to catch the stream in bite-sized chunks, not have to watch the whole hour and a half and me waffling on, and you want to cut it down to little videos, then consider being a member, guys, and you can watch it as you wish, rather than a huge chunk. But yeah, that's it for this week. Really appreciate everyone tuning in. See you next week, guys. Don't forget to check the Spaceape stream next week. We'll obviously be discussing it on next week's stream after their stream. Whatever they show, I'm sure they'll be showing Huffer. The new UI, I believe, we're just going a bit more in detail with that. So some things to talk about next week. Thanks for watching, guys, and peace out.